Hi, this is the Tolkien Curmudgeon. I'm back with my second video about The Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 8, the finale. Right now there's a big controversy going on because of Corrigan Wholesome, the Tolkien professional. Corrigan Wholesome. Yeah, he has this interview with Amazon, and he said something about, I can't quote exactly, about there isn't really canon in Tolkien. Well, anyway, I hate that he's using this contradictory aspect of the many different writings of Tolkien, especially his posthumous writings, as a kind of excuse for the un-Gandalf and other deviations from the lore. I don't think that's a justification for it at all. But it is true that the idea of canon in Tolkien is a little bit controversial. There are different views of canon, and I've talked about this on previous videos. My view is that we should call some things in Tolkien deuterocanonical because they're accepted as canon by some groups of fans. And if they don't, we shouldn't say, oh, that's apocryphal. We should say it's deuterocanonical, which is kind of the polite term among different sects that don't accept each other's lists of canonical books. Instead of saying that's apocrypha, we say it's a deuterocanonical book. Ah, yes. So anyway, it's true that Tolkien wrote a lot of things late in life that sometimes contradicted things that were published before. But that shouldn't be a justification for massive, egregious deviations, things like having an incarnate Istari in the Second Age. Because Tolkien, yes, he did write that certain Maiar spirits, they might have been in their sort of angelic form, not in their physical incarnated form, around during the First Age and hanging out with some of those first elves and helping them out. And then Maiar could often visit Middle-earth at other times. But that's a completely different thing from Gandalf arriving on a ship, a physical ship, in the Third Age in a physical body and being greeted by Círdan and being given the Ring of Fire. That is a precious story, and I really don't like losing that one. And it certainly shouldn't be an excuse that these very late timelines that Tolkien wrote, where he was considering a massive overhaul, really, of everything about the Silmarillion mythology. You can read about it in The Nature of Middle-earth, edited by Carl Hostetter. Okay, so that's a big controversy. Well, another thing happened too that was interesting was that Payne and McKay were interviewed by Matt, the what is he called, the Nerd of the Rings, and Matt's a very, very nice guy, but the interview didn't really sit very well with me. It's kind of upsetting almost, and a lot of people are attacking. And I really hope, like I said before, we should not be calling people shills or haters. And if the Nerd of the Rings wants to interview them, great. That's wonderful. I just hope people don't go down this path of thinking that anything goes now with this show because actually Tolkien wrote all these different versions. Well, as you know, what I think is a great pleasure of Tolkien is to read all the different versions and then try to figure out what you think is the true version. But please don't call it headcanon. That's such a grotesque sounding term. What a horrible and ugly turn of phrase that is. Don't call it that, please. Just call it your understanding of what you think really happened in Middle-earth. Okay, now back to the show a little bit. I actually really loved watching the show because when some parts were good, I could enjoy it. But when it was bad, I could find it really interesting about why did they do that? Oh my gosh, it's fun to curmudgeon watch. And it's fun to look at it from the point of view of knowing the lore and thinking, gee, why didn't they do that? Making these series of videos has been almost cathartic for me. I've been able to talk through what really irritates me about the show. So I have enjoyed that. People say, well, if you don't like it, why do you watch it? Well, I enjoy watching it. Other people are called hate watchers. Well, I'm a curmudgeon watcher. These people, including me, we enjoy watching the show even though it's painful. Okay, anyway, One thing I really like that some people don't like, we can disagree, were the words of Celebrimbor, who doesn't look like Celebrimbor, as you know. To me, he looks like Hermie the elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, narrated by Burl Ives, the animation from the 60s. Yes, he looks like that little elf that said, "I want to be a dentist." Okay, anyway, he looks like that, but he was a good actor. Very, very good. And the actor who plays Sauron, you know, that horrible, vacant, dead look behind his eyes sometimes that he got. Wow. Anyway, the line that Celebrimbor delivers when he says, "Lord of the Rings," some people are laughing at it and think it's cringe. I don't think it was cringe. I thought it was very well played. Very well played. Especially not bad at all after he said just moments before that he was the slave of the rings. Some people say, "Oh, how can they write that? It's contradictory." No. That's irony. And good irony. And Sauron cries, he's not like crying, "Oh no, I killed Celebrimbor, my great friend." That's not why he's crying. He's crying because he sees that Celebrimbor has seen with the eyes of death the truth that he will never be Lord of the earth. He'll only be Lord of these rings. Yeah, he sees his own future failure. He'll spend the next few thousand years trying to escape that failure, but maybe deep down inside, Sauron knows his Achilles heel is going to be these rings of power. Okay, well, anyway, thank you very much, and see you again next time. Bye-bye.